it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around all of this. How do you regulate a technology that changes by the minute? And how do you make sure that we can do that without strangling innovation at the same time? Rob Strayer has thoughts about that a lot, and he spoke today, Executive Vice President of Policy at the Information Technology Industry Council. He's one of the experts who testified in the Commerce Subcommittee today on transparency issues. Rob, I'm glad you're here. I know you've been busy. So based on your testimony, it seems that you're a bit warmer to AI than many of the critics that are out there. But in your mind, what is the primary concern about AI right now?
So we know that AI is moving really quickly, and there's many applications for AI, both low risk and high risk. A low risk application is predictive text in an email. A high risk application would be autonomous driving or healthcare uses for AI. So it's really important that if there's going to be regulation, that we get it right, that we calibrate the amount of burden in the process on the highest risk targeted at those highest risk applications. And the Congress is racing to keep up with this technology evolution and revolution, which roughly came out when people became aware of ChatGPT last November, but AI has actually been on a longer trend of coming to us, and it's going to have a longer trend into the future. So that process of getting up to speed is what Congress is in the middle of now. That's why you're seeing 2 hearings today, many hearings before this, briefings tomorrow with CEOs of some of the leading companies. And so it's really this learning curve. And we're also trying to situate this in the global competition for competitiveness in technology against even countries like China. So it's really important
Which I want to get to that.
The right regulation. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's be honest, though. I mean, comms departments at these companies and lobbyists, they know the CEO has to go in and say, give us regulations, we want regulations. Mark Zuckerberg says that. They really want to do whatever best for their company, and we know that at the same time. So help us think this through. I honestly don't even know what AI, I don't even know how to think about AI, what it's capable of, because like you said, it could be predictive text, but how do you think about AI? What is it?
So AI is really it's a software that's just much more robust than we've ever seen before, that it's going to be able to probabilistically give us predictions and recommendations for the future. We can rely on those or not. And in some cases, we can empower those in ways that maybe we shouldn't be, because there should be a human in the middle of that making final decisions on it. But it's a tremendous tool that'll make us all more efficient and effective. So it's really that understanding of how it works that's going to build public trust. And that's where regulation is really going, which is building public trust. And the primary way you can build public trust, or at least initial step, is to have transparency. Transparency can come in the form of disclosures, what they call explainability, ways that these models are explained how they were made, what their specific requirements are, that is what data they're using, and then what are their limitations. Those kind of transparency mechanisms will help the public gain better trust in AI. And if you look at this long-term trend, if you want the United States to lead in the development of AI, it needs to have trust in it. Otherwise, people won't use it.
And many critics have said even some of these companies can't explain exactly why it's doing what it's doing. You have to ask the computer, can you explain it to me? So, there's some concern there. Now, if we're going to be level here, in all likelihood, there is not going to ever be a global governing body of AI. Even, the proposal by Blumenthal, it kind of sounds like another FTC or SEC, which industries see as gnats. The cost of doing business, you run afoul, you pay a price, whatever, and you keep going, you charge ahead. So what is that right balance? Because I think you were pointing out, we might also shoot ourselves in the foot if we're too heavy-handed, and then China is pedal to the metal.
And industry has a tremendous incentive to get this right, because they want the public to trust their products that are using AI. So they're doing things to explain how their systems work. They're going to deploy really good risk management processes. There's going to be standardized risk management processes that look at how you make it more secure from a cybersecurity perspective, how you ensure there's safety, how you ensure there's reliability, even as data sets change. So the public will need to see that. That's in the interest of companies. So that's well beyond what anything the government might require as a regulatory matter. The companies are going to drive it in this direction. And to your point about regulation, globally, other countries are not going to necessarily align the regulations of the United States, and countries like China may well keep moving forward, even if Western countries all hold themselves back. And that's not going to be in any of our interests in the long run, to see Chinese companies racing ahead of Western companies.
I'm glad you're thinking this through. A lot of us are just trying to still figure out what exactly is this? You know, the WeWorks of the world, we're a technology company. Now everyone's an AI company, and a lot of us are trying to figure out, okay, define that. Rob Strayer, a long day for you. Thank you for making time for us. Straight ahead on Scripps News Tonight.